I did want to introduce myself first. I am Ms. Roth. I'm one of the student council advisors with this Heritage, and we want to thank you all for being here. Parents, grandparents, family, and of course the fourth grade and the wonderful teachers. We also wanted to thank, as you see, Mayor Randy Brown for being here and welcome him. We also wanted to welcome Deputy Mayor Ken DeAndrea. And at this time, we would like to have the fifth graders who ran for class office please stand up. And we would like for you to, why don't you come and line up so everybody can see your beautiful faces? Turn around and face the audience. We would like for you to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, so can I have everyone please stand?
Stripes and bright stars, through the a little background into how we actually got to today. We started to organize for student council this year back in the second week of school. Everybody had just been here only about a week when we started to talk to our fifth graders about the opportunity to become a student council representative. So we told them at that time each homeroom would get to elect 2 representatives. And we talked to them about how important the position was and what the responsibilities of the position would be. And those students that were interested, hopefully many of you in 4th grade are already thinking, yeah, this might be something I want to do. Well, we told them that you had to come up with some ideas, what we call platform. Ideas that would help make Evans as great as it can be, make the community of Marlton as great as it can be, and make the 5th grade experience as great as it can be. And with that, they had to fill out a big form where they had to put down all of their ideas. And we had 29 students, you saw them all standing up here, and the ones on the stage, say that they wanted to run for student council representative. Then they had to put together a campaign committee. A lot of them chose a campaign manager to help them, and friends also helped, and family members, and they created 2 posters, and they had to also write a speech, which they then had to give in front of their entire homeroom. Finally, on October 10th, every 5th grader went into a voting machine, a real voting machine, many of them for the first time, and got to feel like what it was like to actually elect their representatives. And those 8 people are up here today. Let's give them a round of applause. But also I want to thank all of the 5th graders for a very well-run campaign. All of you that participated by voting and maybe helping one of your friends run showed that Evans School is really such a special place. You showed cooperation. You showed assertiveness when you were speaking up about the people that you were going to elect, but also respect and empathy for everybody in the 5th grade as you made your decisions. So I want to thank all of you now and like to introduce Mr. de Blasi to you.
Good morning, Evans School.
Good morning, Mr. de Blasi.
I'd like to welcome everybody here. This is of all the things we do here, this may be one of the most special events. And I think it gives us an opportunity as staff members, more importantly, to really see how our children have grown. One of the unique things about this assembly is we have our 4th grade teachers with us, and they get to look up and see all the students in 5th grade who ran, and obviously the students on the stage who won. And it's a special time. And obviously as parents, grandparents, sisters, gives you a great opportunity to be proud of your loved ones for really what the feat that it was, even running, and in some cases, the people on the stage represent those who won, but I have to say, what a special group of students our 5th grade is. I've said this before, and I'll continue to tell you that until you let me down, which will never happen. But a great group of kids. Afterwards, we voted. We had the printout of the final candidates, and we called them into Mrs. Militich's room, and nobody knew at this point. And typically, what we'll do is I will tell the students, on Friday before they leave, what the results were, because it's a little bit easier for a child to deal with, sometimes disappointment on their own terms. And we didn't do that. We had a 2-hour delay, and we had the voting machines in here on Friday, and we decided that we were going to do it and let everybody know the final results before lunch, before recess. And I think one of the reasons we wanted to do that was we wanted to really make sure that everybody, was mature in how they handled it, and I really didn't have any concerns about that. And I have to tell you, and Mrs. Militich was there, in fact all the 5th grade teachers were there, the humility that the representatives who won showed, just the grace of those of you who did not win showed, was, in my opinion, as an educator, probably just symbolic of the type of kids that we have here at Evans School. So that, in a nutshell, was really a special time. Now we turn the page, and we've had so many great ideas, and I've had an opportunity to speak with some of the students at lunch because they are, I mean, absolutely chomping at the bit to get started here. And now we get to see it in action, right? Because now all your ideas are almost, in a large way, the promises. You know, you told people in your homeroom that these were the things that you were going to push for. You heard Mrs. Militich talk about assertion. You can go right down that banner, and every single one of those character traits that we talk about daily in this school, you're going to be tested on as representatives. Okay, you know, you're going to have to cooperate with either myself, your teachers, okay, the staff at the school, maybe the mayor, people in town, to get those ideas done. All right, you're going to have to be assertive. You're going to have to keep on people to get those things done. But then you're going to have a responsibility, not just to yourself to make sure you fulfill all those things, but there may be times where somebody says, hey, you know what, do the research on that, come back and see me. You have to do that. That's responsibility. You also have responsibility to all those people, obviously, that voted for you to do the best job that you can. And then another one that cannot be overlooked in this is empathy. Because what we don't need in this world, and I'm sure all my parents would agree, are representatives who are clearly only in it for themselves, right? We need people, we need our fifth graders to think not just about Evans School, but the community at large, the township, outside of the town, okay? Service learning, the things that we've been doing all along. How do we continue those things? Okay? And obviously, as elementary school students, we know that we can't do anything without self-control, right? So those are the things that I'm challenging our representatives who won, but I'm also challenging you as fifth graders and fourth graders to keep on them to make sure they fulfill those promises, because that's what they said they would do. I have no doubt that they will be outstanding, but that is your role here in the process. So at this point, I'm very happy to introduce to you the student council representatives for fifth grade. Then I will turn the microphone over to our mayor, who will swear them into the oath of office and have some words. So at this point, from Mrs. Davidson's homeroom, I'd like you just to stand and be recognized. Now parents, keep in mind, you're here for a lot of reasons, but you're also here for pictures. I get that, you get that, so feel free to walk around the room, zoom in, whatever you need to do, okay? So from Mrs. Davidson's homeroom, Katie Fricker and Sid Parikh, round of applause. From Dr. Canucci's office. Dr. Canucci's over, yeah, right? Rachel Malik and Don Patrizi. From Miss Wasi and Miss Norris homeroom, Anna Nguyen and Brooke Shapiro. And last, but certainly not least, from Mrs. Militich's homeroom and also Miss Norris' homeroom again, Kaylin Gore and Jack Owens. I introduce to you our mayor, Randy Brennan.
I liked what you did. So, good morning, Evans School.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
I love it. My two kids don't do it that nicely. Good morning, everyone. And I want to introduce my dear friend, Kenny DeAndrea, who's my deputy mayor. Sitting in front of you guys right now with him and I are two Jaggard School kids. We grew up one block apart. He is a lot older than me. You can tell he's like 10 years older than me. You don't believe me? No. Kenny's a year older than me. We grew up playing sports with each other. We grew up being friends. We grew up going to the same school with each other. From Jaggard School to middle school to Cherokee. We celebrated a lot of things together, and there were some not nice things that happened. It's just part of growing up. But the message I wanted to give you today was, you can grow up in this town, and you can be mayor and deputy mayor of this town. I just went through a campaign also, just like you guys did. And I had to go through a whole day of elections that started 6 o'clock in the morning